Good evening, Dude 79 here. Just doing a quick mic check before we go live. Dude 79, again, this is a mic check.
How we doing out there? It's Fanboy Tone. How we sounding?
Hopefully we sound okay. We'll be going live here momentarily. Guys, in a few. Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. We're still here. We're still alive.
For now.
It's the apocalypse version of Banter and Babble. All hell is breaking loose all around us. We've got the pandemic.
Right.
We've got flooding.
Yes.
I think up next is fire and brimstone from the skies, or the water's supposed to turn into blood.
The murder hornets are knocking on the door, I heard.
Murder hornets are going to be here any moment now. It is straight chaos in the state of Michigan, but you know what? We said, fuck it. This could be our last show ever. Well, tonight might be the last time we're here together alive, so it's going to be wild. But we got a lot to talk about. I am the Dude 79. Joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone.
Yes.
How you doing today, bud?
A lot of mixed things, I'll be honest with you, but well, for most part.
We're kind of all over the place right now.
Yes, we are.
We're kind of
really
all
are.
over the
We
place
really
right
are.
now. There's a whole lot of shit going on. Again, we live in Michigan, and it's just starting now to break national news that we've got a bit of a water problem going on right now.
Yep.
And it's been pretty chaotic. I actually live probably about a 2-minute drive from the Tittabawassee River, which at any moment could spew over and just drown us all.
Yeah.
So it's been very, very chaotic these last couple hours, the last day or so. But it's so far it looks like it's kind of in control. But the big thing right now is we're kind of waiting on the Sanford Dam, because that one is. Yesterday it was reported that the Sanford Dam had collapsed, but it has not. It's breached. It's flowing over the top, but the dam is still supposedly intact. So that's why the whole lake hasn't just emptied out yet.
Right.
But I mean, it's unprecedented, you guys. It's unprecedented what's going on right now. We have an entire lake, Wixom Lake, is bone dry.
Yeah.
Once the Edenville Dam went yesterday, the entire lake had just poured into the Tittabawassee River. Midland, which is about 30 minutes northwest of us, is essentially underwater in most parts. So it's crazy. There's a whole lot going on right now, but we're just happy that we can do a show right now. We're excited to sit down. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We hope everyone else is safe out there. Obviously the pandemic is still a thing. Coronavirus still kicking ass. But in Michigan, we're getting a little extra. Mother Nature's like, okay, hold my beer. Let's go.
Yeah. These man-made lakes and stuff like that just ain't having. We've had a lot of rain in the last week over part of the weekend, and that's what really kind of did it. And there's a lot you can get into of those issues with those dams and these man-made lakes and stuff like that. But the point is, right now, one lake is completely empty, filled into the second lake, and that lake somehow that dam right now is holding something back, some of that water. It's just spilling over, which has got water levels high all over near us.
Yeah.
And from looking at the 500-year event, which they call the 500-year flood, which this is supposed to be, both of our homes are in that you should be good, but if worst case scenario happens, you're probably not gonna. Right. It could not be.
Yeah, it's really scary. You look at that chart, and at first, on the chart, I mean, where we're at and where you're at, we're kind of in good location. I don't want to say good locations, and less likely
but
locations.
We're on the edge of
them.
But
we're on the
a
cusp
few blocks away each, both of us.
Right, and essentially, the '86 flood. We're getting more water than the '86 flood, so it's kind of really difficult to figure out where all this shit's going to end up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, I think they said by tomorrow night. It shouldn't rise anymore. We should be at the peak.
If this dam in Sanford holds for the most part, and we're just dealing with spillage.
Yeah,
that's the best case scenario that we could have now.
If that dam goes over the weekend, we should be okay because a lot of this stuff that's here now hopefully
have
moved
to
on.
the bay. Yep.
By Friday. Yep. Prime said by Friday we should be okay.
A lot going on in the chat. Love seeing you guys there. See a lot of activity too as well too. So
yeah, Prime's in there, Atomic's in there, King Cuddles is in there.
A lot of you guys.
Draston's in there. Appreciate you guys showing up. And a lot of these guys are in Saginaw right now, and we're all kind of just waiting on bated breath to see what's gonna happen. So. Very crazy times, but we're sitting here and we got ourselves our beer. And Tone, this one is kind of special.
So yeah, this is a really hard one to find right now. I finally managed to get hold of this. This is called the Ooze. This is Shorts Brewing Company. It's a milkshake inspired IPA, lactose, vanilla, matcha, and I don't know if I said that right, and pineapple. So I don't really typically like IPAs because they're very hopsy and piney. This was supposed to be a little bit more of a juicier, so it wasn't supposed to have as much of that hopsy hit. Well, they fucking lied.
There's a hit.
It's a hit. It's definitely, you get it and you're like, whoa, holy shit, my fucking tongue dried up because of something. But
it's rad, man. It says the Ooze, and there's a turtle on there. So I mean, it's a little love for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
When they were promoting this actually a few weeks ago, they had some Teenage Mutant Turtle action figures in their Facebook pages and their all their marketing for it. So it's pretty cool. So it's definitely an homage to TMNT. If some of you kids don't know the acronym, shame on you.
Good with pizza, Atomic asks.
Usually IPAs aren't good, but for the trash can. Man, the after flavor kick, that pineapple.
See, Tipsy over on YouTube, he says, I eat murder hornets for breakfast. He's obviously a lot tougher than we are. We're kind of big babies. Man. Yeah, he's tough.
Eating murder hornets?
But he's really tough because he thinks he doesn't care for your Pistons. He's a Jordan guy.
That's right. He's the Jordan guy. Well, you can go ahead and block him now. We ain't going to waste our time because bad boys for life.
Even if he blocks you, Tipsy, you can come over and catch us out on Mixer, buddy. So
let's block on YouTube.
And then I'll unblock you later on. You'll be totally fine, dude. But this is a good beer. It's very tasty stuff. Also tonight, we are doing another giveaway. We're doing another giveaway.
What?
For
say.
Another Funko Pop figure. And as you can see...
No, Prime.
Yeah, Prime cannot win. But we have 6 left.
It's left.
We have so far the winners have been Atomic
already on.
and our good friend
Rohit Raju.
Rock Mercury. They got the one so far. So tonight we will have another drawing.
Right, Prime.
I will activate that right
Meow.
now.
Right, meow.
So exclamation point enter. If you're on Mixer, exclamation point enter to join the giveaway. If you want a chance to win one of these Funko Pop figurines, you'll have your choice of what do we got here again? Headless Rick, the Night King, Notorious B.I.G., Mossman is still here.
Mossman's still here.
Mossman's still here. Elton John and
Deku Midoriya.
Deku. All right. I can't get the ooze out of my mouth. I always got to have a lot of ooze in my mouth.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of things going on before production or pre-production areas.
Yeah, it got really. Like I said, we thought this might be our last show. We wanted to try a couple things, but
it was like that one time when my cousin was on a plane. No shit. They were like 20,000 feet in the air or whatever, and the plane just started going bad. And everybody around him thought that, man, we're gonna die. Prime gets a joke. It's the Mallrats bit where they pull out their bits and they start like slapping off. He got the joke right away.
You're an idiot, he says. So yeah, if you're on Mixer, make sure you hit exclamation point enter the contest. In 1 hour, it'll draw a winner. And if you are the winner, make sure you're here and hit exclamation point claim. So if you're here and your name is drawn and you're the winner, you got to be here to claim it in order for us to send it to you.
And if you're on any other platform, whether it's Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, all the zillion others that we're at, you got to be in the Mixer chat for the giveaway.
Yeah,
so
you got to be a part of the Mixer chat to be a part of the giveaway. Prime is already claiming. He's already claiming.
He's an idiot.
Why are we friends with him?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
No idea.
I really don't know.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah.
But yes, we got a lot to drink tonight. We have a lot to talk about tonight.
Great.
But first, we're going to take a moment.
Yes.
We like to have a lot of fun on this show. We like to have a good time. But, the thing is, reality is a thing. Real life is a thing. And, sometimes we lose loved ones. And Tone, unfortunately, this week, your cat, Yoda, of 16 years.
16-ish. Yeah, a little more 16, but yeah.
Passed away.
Yep.
I'm sorry for that. Want to hear a little bit about Yoda, man?
All right. So I was living in a town with a bunch of dudes in a house, like most of you are in your early 20s, probably. And of course, we had to hide it from that was the funny thing. I did remember that today.
Landlord
had to hide it from landlord. We're not allowed to have pets, but a lady I was seeing at the time, she's like, "Oh, my aunt, sister, or whoever it was, who were in small areas, so who knows? Could have been aunt and sister." They had some kittens out in the barn, blah blah blah, and it was only a few weeks old. So I'm like, man, I really wanted a cat. I hadn't had an animal by myself after living with my parents for so long growing up. So we went out there, and I was like, hit or miss. But me and my buddy went out there. We each took 2 cats. He took Maul, and I took this little fat shit. He was the runt, so Yoda was actually the runt. I took him, and originally his name was supposed to be Boba. But I switched it to Yoda because as the little runt, he had these big ears. He had the big pointy ears. So Yoda made more sense. So, after a couple days, I'm like, it's going to be Yoda. His was Maul. His was tall and lengthy and really an asshole. So it fit the name. So, I had him for a few weeks after he was born. He was a very, very lovely cat. I've been around a lot of animals, a lot of cats, a lot of pets, fur babies. I usually don't call them pets too often. I try to consider them more family, right? So he had a lot of things that were unique to the two of us. Like, matter of fact, this is something I'd always troll him. He'd sit like next to me on my chair, and I'd always get in his face. And I just had to take a picture one day. He loved ice cream. He loved the smell of milk. And milk's not great for cats, especially as they get older. So when I'd eat ice cream, though, I would always put a little bit on my finger or my spoon or whatever and share. Let him have a lick or two at the end or whatever. So it's just kind of a very classic picture of how I was always kind of trolling him because he trolled me a lot. He had a lot of nicknames. One of them was Asshole. And that was because he loved to have attention. If you were new to my home, a lot of my friends knew this cat for all these years because when they came over, he was like, he wanted to be in your lap. He wanted to be pet. He had the softest coat ever, the softest belly ever because he was so pettable. And he wanted to be pet. He loved new people. He knew, somebody's going to pet me, et cetera, et cetera.
Sweet Ghostbuster
yes,
2 references there, Prime. Nice. The Scourge of Comedy, the Sorrow of Madavia. I commend you.
Pika's very familiar that he was an attention whore cat. She would be over too once in a while, and he just wanted to be with everybody. So he was a really great cat. He was very unique. My wife and kid met him about 6 years ago, and they were completely attached to, and they got really attached, especially my wife. And that's this is a classic photo of him that has gotten a lot of love on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We bought the little collar and tie, and the joke was this asshole lays around all day and not getting a job, so he's out job hunting. That's a very classic photo of him that a lot of people have seen, and that's like one of my top ones on Facebook. He was an awesome cat. It was really, really shitty to have to deal with that. He had just gotten lethargic after a few days, and we were getting him to the vet. But
that's the crazy thing, man.
A half hour yesterday before the veterinary checkup, he passed. And it's just at that point, my guess is he was just too far at that point. Like, what could they have actually done to do it? So sadly, he passed. And what are you gonna do, right? Like, it sucks. It's been a rough day or two dealing with that.
Oh, absolutely.
These are some great pics that the wife put together as a collage. There's a lot of things going on in there. So that top left corner where I'm holding him like that. I'm the only person he ever let do that, and he would ever do that with. But like almost every day, at least every other, he would climb up on me. And thanks, guys. Appreciate all those kind words, by the way. He would climb up on me, and he would lay on me. I'd have to hold him like this, because he would sit there and just purr, and I would just pet him and I could only do it for about 10 minutes because that fat shit, he's heavy. He was a football of a cat. But you can see like all the pictures how he lays around, a
lounger.
Look at he's making dollar bills there in the middle. Yeah, he's a lounger, and he's very photogenic. One of my best friends, his now girlfriend, years ago when I got him as a kitten, she was working on being a photographer, and she took a lot of great photos of him early as a kitten, which some are hard to find now, but very photogenic cat. Very, very, you can see that's a lot of personality of that cat. You can see the personality in that cat. So it was a very well done collage. A lot of laying around, but a lot of like, how he likes to lay on like different stuff. So yeah, he was an awesome, awesome cat. So it's very sad to lose that. And, to all of us that have had animals and fur babies throughout the years, it's never easy, because they really truly become, family. It's not just an animal or a pet half the time. It's more than that.
Right.
So it's sad to lose him. And ironically enough, we just brought in this new cat in the last couple weeks from outside. He's been a stray since January, December. This really cute young cat. He's probably not even a year old. Right. And it's almost like some form of like fate that we bring in this new cat, try to integrate him inside. And, the old man comes now one with the force. So, it's kind of crazy. So
I dig it, man.
Appreciate that, guys, too. So
beautiful cat, and you had some great memories with him, and like I said, you have personality plus.
Oh, the cat had so much personality. He was I call him a nip addict. If anybody was a addict, that cat he had a problem.
It's just an adorable cat. Like you said, everyone spoke very highly of him. A lot of people did. All your buddies and stuff. You tell me they always really enjoyed being around him. So
a lot of people were fortunate to get to know him. Even people that didn't like cats, you typically ended up liking him because he's
typically if somebody says they don't like cats, I just don't trust them.
Or they're allergic. Draston's actually allergic.
I don't trust Draston.
Oh yeah, that's good. Never mind. I stand corrected.
It doesn't matter if Draston likes cats or not. I don't fucking trust Draston. So
stand corrected.
It is what it is, man. Yoda was okay in his book. All right, that's good. Yeah. That's good. But hey, you know what?
Do this,
everyone. If you're sitting around drinking, because that's what we do in Michigan, we're gonna do a shot.
And a B&B.
Out of respect of Yoda, one for the homie. We're doing fireball shots, so if you have a shot glass, or if you're in the mood to do a shot, or if you just want to be an alcoholic with us, we're going to do...
Fuck, how do you spell sobriety? I can't even spell it.
We don't practice sobriety around these parts. No, sir. Not when there's a pandemic and a flood going on. You just get drunk.
Flood the rivers, flood the lung.
You just get
or the liver,
drunk.
One of the two.
But if you're sitting around, if you're making a shot, let us know. We'll wait a second. And... Yeah, man, it's tough, man. Like I said, my mother-in-law, my in-laws, they just lost their cat. They had to have her put down, old as hell, and it tore them up. It's hard when you lose a pet. Bella, you've seen Bella. She's up there in age. She's 16 years, and she's kind of got her own thing going on. But at some point, I know it's gonna happen, and you don't want to think about it, because you're just like, oh, how broken up am I gonna be?
Yeah.
But, dude, the cat's been around for 16 years. It's part of the family.
Yep, I was pretty big mess yesterday. She was holding him, and he was already passed, and she was a mess, and I was doing okay. And then all of a sudden, I just exploded. And I'm glad the night before when he's trying to get in the couch and he fell, and I knew something was wrong. I brought him over to me, and I held him like you've seen that one picture where I was holding him. I held him like that for good 10 minutes like normal. So I'm glad I got to do that recently one last time the day before. Because
it's a lot of closure. It's good to get all that closure.
Right.
It's really good to get all that closure.
Yep.
But all right, let's raise our glasses.
Yeah, so if you're drinking, let's do this.
Salute.
Yeah.
To Yoda. Safe travels.
See
you one day.
Right.
Bottoms up.
Never get sick of Fireball though.
Oh yeah, it's playful. It's a playful little dish.
See you at the crossroads. There you go, Prime. Yeah.
All right. Yoda would want us to go on. Yoda would want us to have a strong show.
And maybe get pet, belly rub.
Maybe a belly rub, and you can rub my belly if it's going to make you feel better. I'm furry. You just close your eyes and rub my belly, and it'll feel like a cat.
Deal.
Yep. So don't worry about that. I got you covered.
Right.
Again, if you are just showing up, we're doing a giveaway. ! Enter to join. We're giving away a Funko Pop figure in under an hour. So make sure you're here. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you're here so you can claim it if you win. And don't worry, Prime is not going to fucking win this time.
Or Atomic.
You
guys don't even know.
Or anybody. Post-game show.
Yeah. That's the After Dark. B&B After Dark.
B&B After Dark. Tone.
Yes.
Let's start with games. What have you been playing?
I'm still fucking on Assassin's Creed. I'm currently about 143 hours.
We get it, dude.
The first piece of DLC of the Atlantis, which would be technically the fourth piece, is fucking like a whole nother mini map of some of the other areas that you deal with in Creed that I'm dealing with. Big storyline, crazy shit. That's pretty much it because I just want to be done with it at this point. I'm having a good time, but ready to move on to Final Fantasy Remake and things later this week. So
yes, something very cool
Creed.
coming out
and
this
Predator.
week. Oh, obviously you gotta get some Predator, and we got some big new. We got Predator next week. Hype, a lot of new stuff coming. We talked about that, so can't wait to check that out. For myself, Super Mega Baseball 3.
Yeah, you really
Look, dude, I am not good at a lot of sports games unless it was NBA Live 97 with the Pistons, with Lindsey Hunter and those guys. I was dominant with.
Hey, you didn't play the Bulls because you're not a bitch.
Actually, I beat my friend Tom. He was the Bulls player 99. I dropped threes on him all day.
Fucking great.
And dude, we played a best of 7 series. And we were in high school. We played a best of 7 series for 2 big bites. And we went to Game 7, bro. Game 7. Lindsey Hunter in the corner.
That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
2 seconds left. Fadeaway 3.
Lindsey Hunter,
dude,
he was one of those guys.
It was 2 of the most enjoyable big bites I've ever had in my entire life.
I was gonna say when you said big bite, I'm like 7-Eleven big bite, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you get the cheese and the coney on it?
You didn't even know if there was a hot dog in there.
Right.
It was all cheese and chili and all that shit. It was loaded.
Yeah, and you sometimes may have to eat a fork because like you can't pick. It's like a diaper.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It was really, really good. It was definitely worth it. And so that's the last time I was really, really good. And NCAA football games I really like. But Super Mega Baseball 3 is a super fun baseball game. On the outside, if you look at it, it looks like it's a very arcadey baseball game, which I'm cool with. I love arcade games. I think those are a lot of fun.
I actually thought the aesthetic, like compared to like the Little League games that are going around, the RBI ones, I'm like, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's got a cool like vibe to it. The names of the players are fucking hilarious. The names of the players are what'll crack you up.
So there's no licensing.
No licensing.
Okay.
This is not MLB stuff.
Gotcha.
But the thing about this game is it has an arcadey look to it, and it's got a major sense of humor. Like you can get hit with a line drive in the nuts as a pitcher, and your pitcher will fall over, and like there's pitchers will scratch their ass and stuff. Like it's really funny. There's a lot of humor. Okay. But when you get down to the nitty gritty of as you raise the difficulty up, there's a lot of simulation elements to this. It's almost like you're playing MLB The Show. I don't want to say it's as deep, but if you're like, hey, look, I enjoy the arcade elements. I'm having fun hitting home runs everywhere. If you want to fucking really toughen it up,
right,
and make it a serious baseball game,
I like what games do that, and sports the games that do that are like that.
Yep.
Out there.
Oh, dude, this franchise is highly underrated. I know MLB The Show has ran away with it for like the last decade, just about.
Yeah.
But this game deserves to be in the conversation with something like MLB The Show. It is really, really fun. Now, the thing about it right now is this is the most expensive version of Super Mega Baseball. I think last year was like $24.99. It's $44.99 now. It's up there, but it's really, really good. They have crossplay coming this summer. They'll have Cross Ray Pennant Race. It's available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. If they add cross save at some point, I'm definitely going to grab it on the Switch.
It'd be a great game on Switch.
Oh, dude, I would love to play it on the Switch. So
Yeah.
if you get a chance, there's actually a trial or a demo version of it up on the stores. Try it out. It's really a lot of fun. Like it's a highly underrated baseball game. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of sense of humor. Like I said, the characters are goofy as fuck. The names are hilarious. Like one character's name was like Young Junior Senior. Like Junior Young Senior, something like that. Like and Sturdy Woodman is a player. Guns Jack. I mean, there's a lot of humor in the game. It's a really fun game to play. And dude, the other thing that stands out, and I want to mention this, I'm playing a series against Piccolo.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, where are we at in the series right now?
We meant to play last night, but because everything that was going on, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be here. But game 2 will probably be tomorrow night.
Okay.
But we're doing a best of 5 series. Game 2 will be tomorrow night. But the thing is, man, MLB The Show has always had an issue with its online. It's never been quite where it needs to be, especially with the pitches, and because you throw a
game like that.
Yeah, which is really strange. The online,
weird.
this is probably 5 years ago. I mean, hopefully it's been better, but I still keep reading about stuff how the online's not where it needs to be. Dude, playing Super Mega Baseball online was flawless. It was absolutely flawless. I mean, after we got done playing, I texted him. I was like, "Did we ever have one issue?" He was like, oh, "I don't think so." I mean, it was really, really good. It worked great. So,
okay.
Hop on the stores, check out the trial. A lot of fun. It's actually a really, really good game. I think a lot of people should check it out because it's one of those games that can come under the radar, and it's great for a baseball game.
The last time I played a baseball game,
MLB.
No.
What was it?
It was on the Sega.
Oh,
it was Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Like Super Slut, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play the shit out of that. Just try to hit as many home runs as possible.
Many moons ago. Boy, you just showed your age.
But, yeah.
But now, in terms of what we're going to be playing soon,
N64.
There's a game coming out this week, dude. That even myself, on paper, sounds awesome, but at $40, I was like, okay, this better be really, really deep.
I've been riding the hype train pretty heavy, though.
Oh yeah, you've been riding it too. And then finally, you told me about a gameplay video that was on YouTube somewhere, and I found it, and now I'm sold. I'll definitely pick it up for sure. But we're talking about this game called Maneater, which comes out this Friday on PlayStation 4. Yeah,
watch out, boy!
PlayStation 4,
you up.
Xbox One, and then Switch somewhere down the line. Nobody gives a fuck. It'll be terrible on the Switch probably. But this is an action RPG.
Wow, that came out of fucking
I know.
nowhere.
I'm not gonna bash the Switch. I have a Switch. I play a lot of games on, but they're I look at some games and I see how I understand the appeal of being able to take some of these high profile games on the go.
Yeah.
I don't like playing these games if they're fucking just trash looking compared to the PS4 or the Xbox One. Some of these games, I like them to look good. I'm a graphics snob. I like shit to look good, especially when I know there's a better version of it available. It's just like, I don't really want to buy this here, especially $40 game. No way. Now, if it's some of these indie games, these smaller indie games that look just as good, yeah, absolutely, I'm buying it on the Switch. I have no problem with that. But when it's some of these games that are graphically intense, I don't want to play the shit version of it.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play it. But anyways, Maneater comes out this Friday. It's an action RPG.
Yeah.
Set against kind of a a reality TV show.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a backdrop.
So I think we got the trailer here. Let me make sure I got this. I think we do. Here we go. Let's check this out. Okay, here we go. This is Maneater.
This season
get some
on Maneater,
comments so you guys got
everyone's biting off more than they can chew.
This is like it's set against this reality TV show. It's wild.
See, I'm picking up on the PS4. I have greater sales with the PS4.
It's really bizarre.
The depths will be discovered.
As soon as I saw a shark, as a shark, I'm like, here. And then they had this gameplay trailer.
And the drama will get deadly.
As a big fan of like sharks movies, and stuff like that, that's super appealing. And finally seeing the gameplay.
Because down here, things always
that's
evolve.
the Shadow.
It's very underrated.
Shallows.
And the hunter becomes the hunted.
Oh, he's doing the what was that game called, King? Yeah, I played the shit out of that too. What's that called?
Maneater. the people.
This game, this
save
game
the
looks hype.
world.
Like I'm really actually kind of excited to play this. This drops on Friday. It's an action RPG, and there's going to be an RPG.
Hey, Bob.
There's going to be a tree of like skills that you can upgrade and all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot going on in this game in terms of building up your shark. And they talked about in an interview some of the end game stuff that you can unlock for the shark. We're talking armor.
Yeah, dude.
Like biomechanisms and electronic stuff and stealth abilities and. If you get a chance, if you get a chance, go to YouTube and search out like the 18-minute gameplay. I think it's on IGN and GameSpot. I think those two have like 18-minute gameplay videos, and it's so cool. It's just set against this like reality TV show, like you would see in like what's that crocodile show that people love where they hunt gators?
Crocodile Dundee?
No,
I don't know.
It's gonna be $40, Drastin. It's a $40 title, but it's kind of set against this backdrop of this reality TV show. You got this guy hunting the shark and Crocnado. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Tom. Or Prime. Appreciate that, Crocnado. How do we block Prime again? I'm gonna put him in timeout for like 6 years. But no, really excited for this game. What are your thoughts? I mean, could this be like one of those sleeper hits?
I think this has potential to be a sleeper hit, and like I know there's a lot of like Atomic. I know has been excited about that. There's been a few of us out there that have kind of talking about this for a while, and it was just one of those things that out of nowhere.
Yep.
And I saw this like trailer for it like last fall or summer or some shit. I don't know.
It was announced a while ago.
And I'm like, instantly I'm thinking like Jaws Unleashed, which I know it's not. I know, don't get me wrong. But again, like as somebody who's also deathly afraid of deep water, it's called lassophobia is the actual phobia of it.
Oh, it was just called being a bitch.
But it is a great subreddit, by the way. Good point, Drastin. Thank you. Yes, it's a great subreddit. Honestly, like you see Shark, and I'm drawn to it because let's be honest with ourselves. Like Jaws is one of the most amazing cinematic movies of all time. Like
we're gonna start a real long conversation.
Well, I'm not because I know we always get into these conversations because it's such an amazing movie. Like when I bought that in Blu-ray a couple years ago, and it's just like their Blu-ray high def. Like
it looks greght.
It's unreal, and some of those movies don't translate well with that. But
no, they don't.
But this is a really good one, and I've always been fascinated with as much as I fear like have a water phobia. I'm fascinated with aquatic life, and who doesn't love Shark Week and Jaws? Like when Shark Week is on, it's like one of those things at my house where like. I work a lot, but I'm coming home and I'm like, what's on? What's going on here?
Right.
You see a game like this, I'm playing as a shark, and it's like kind of got these comedic values, but at that point, I was already sold. I'm like, this is going to be something that I don't think people realize could be a lot of fun. And when you see the gameplay video and you learn more and more about it, this has potential. Like right now, with everything going on in the world and people, we've pushed a lot of new games out. Predator we've talked about like maybe hasn't sold as well as we'd like to have, but it's sold probably better because people have got more time on their hands. And I attribute to the fact we've been talking about a lot and playing a lot, and people around us have satellited and bought it. I think this is going to be another one of those ones because it's something unique. Like. Even kids, like I'm sure it's M-rated or whatever, but I'm sure kids are gonna see that. I want to play the shark.
Well, I want to be a shark.
Right.
And see, Dat Reaper 21 says, I really want to play it, not convinced it's worth the $40 price tag. That is obviously going to be, especially with so many big games coming out this summer. There's a lot of big games coming out this summer, and we got next gen consoles coming out in a couple of months. But Reaper, I'm the same way, dude. I heard the message. I was like, dude, I don't know. $40 is a lot.
So here's my rebuttal to that, and. I'm going to probably ruffle a little bit of feathers in this, but I want to be honest about it.
Don't hit me.
And when I first saw this game, I thought I wouldn't pay more than $40 for it probably. And it was $40. I'm like, okay, good price point, right?
Right.
At least it's not $60. Now, could it be? We don't know until it comes out. Would $30 have been a better price point for it? Whatever. But, again, some of y'all bought Resident Evil 3. It was a 6-hour game, and they banked on the replayability. I know there's another piece of a game, but I'm just saying, $60 for Resident Evil 3 remake. Not saying it's not worth the value, but what I'm saying is when you're looking at a couple things, you start comparing some stuff. $40, even if you get 10 hours of this, you got more gameplay for one game than you did out of Resident Evil 3.
Right. And Reaper says, Game Pass type game for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. I think if and that's probably something Tripwire Interactive will look at, if this thing doesn't sell a lot right out the gate. Look, watch the trailer that we just showed. I thought that was funny. Go watch the gameplay video, the 18-minute gameplay video. Let that try to sell you a little bit. I was sold after seeing the gameplay trailer that you talked about. I was like, okay, this looks a lot.
You almost got that. I want to say this is going to sound like a little obscure, but that arcadey Tony Hawk feel to it.
Yeah, it did. No, honestly, it did, because you're getting a lot of points for how you take down people,
Right.
and you get all this shit. So I get that. And there seems to be a lot of different ways to take people out. So I really dig that portion of it. It looks,
Yeah.
now
That's
whether or
exactly
not there's supposed to be like 7 different bodies of water you're going to explore. How much longevity there's, obviously when you say RPG. When you want to, really press the RPG, you better have the RPG elements. You better have the deep skill tree.
Trees.
Yes, you got to have all these different things. You got to build up your character, build up your shark the way you want to be playing it. So, it's definitely going to be one of those games where I think people are going to kind of wait. I mean, obviously, there's people who love the idea of shark games. I'm on board now. I know you're on board, but
I'm very excited.
We'll be streaming it Friday night. I'll be streaming it Friday night. I don't know what you got going Friday night. I'm streaming that shit Friday night.
What month is it?
It's shit. I don't even know.
I don't
Dude.
fucking know.
I
Like,
have no idea.
it said 5/22 in the trailer. I'm like, are we in May? Oh yeah, we're in May. Like, what the fuck?
Drastin, you can pre-order on Xbox One. It will not be up for pre-order on PlayStation 4, but it will be available on launch. It's something to do with Sony and their store, because this has happened before in the past. When we were doing Short Pause, there were a couple of games that we did for the Spotlight that we couldn't pre-order,
Right.
that were available on Xbox, or they were available on Switch to pre-order. I mean, fuck, they're on the Switch to be able to be pre-ordered. And for whatever reason, they were just like, look, something's going on with the Sony store. We couldn't do it. Drastin, no multiplayer. That was one thing that I asked you about. I was like, look, is there going to be any kind of co-op? Is there going to be like a multiplayer? No multiplayer. This is a single-player experience. So again,
I knew he was gonna sigh. There's a Drastin sigh.
Drastin has no interest in this
he
game.
just
He's
filed
gone
it.
from like, this sounds cool to fuck this shit. No
Yep.
multiplayer. I'm out. So no, it's definitely. I mean, I know I love sharks too, man. But I mean, this seems like it'd be an awesome game with multiplayer. Imagine if like one person's a shark. Like you look at a Predator type of game, like an asymmetrical game. One person's a shark, and then you got a boat of dudes.
Yeah,
like
dude.
a bunch of us are on the boat trying to take you out,
Or try and take down like a battleship or
that'd
something.
be fucking
or
wild.
submarine.
Yeah.
Fuck.
See,
Great. Here's my boner.
that Reaper, I shall show you right here, my friend.
Zatter, the ooze is IPA-ish. The first drink we took, we're like, whoa, it's really hopsy.
It's got a very hopsy kick to it.
But like I said, once you get about done with that first one, all you mostly taste is the flavor.
Mhm.
You really got to try it. You like IPAs, I think. I don't know, Zatter, you drink anything. You drink fucking mud water if it had alcohol in it. Don't even play around. Don't even fucking play around. You know.
So moving on from Maneater, we're both really excited about it. We're both going to check it out. There is some other gaming news we want to kind of talk about this week. There was a lot of stuff that went on.
Yeah.
One of the first things that popped up this week is something that I'm not terribly familiar with, but judging by social media, judging by the people that I follow, my friends and stuff, there's a lot of people excited for this. It's fucking Paper Mario, dude.
Yeah.
I know next to nothing about Paper Mario other than it's an RPG of some sort, and there's a lot of people excited about it.
I played the GameCube version the most. That was the 1,000 year, I think, or something like that. I'll take 2. Yeah, well, the right thing. Sorry. Cappadocian trying to figure out what you're trying to say, but you're wasting time as usual. So let me move on.
He's being funny.
He's being funny. Him's the funny. Yeah, this was actually announced same time as the next thing we're gonna talk about here shortly as well too.
Yep.
Same day release, which is crazy because like when I was talking about the one, a lot of people were like, "Whoa!" and I'm like, "Well, does it have swords?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Well, then whatever, okay." I've always, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody's familiar with the series, and it's been a long time since I've asked a question or even thought this, but this is Paper Mario is kind of a spiritual successor to the old Mario RPG from the SNES era, I believe, if I remember correctly. And it's been going on every generation. It seems like their system. They always have like a lot of the certain games that you typically see every generation when a Nintendo system comes out. And I don't think Paper Mario ever makes it as one of those ones that people think about or remember as something that's kind of a big title for them that doesn't get enough love. And, honestly, like, as much as I enjoy my Switch, the timing's really not great for this to come out for me to want to play it.
Right.
I thought it looked really fucking fun. Like, I'm looking at it now again, and I'm like, man, this looks like a good time, right? And I think the unique thing and the thing that's going to be great about this coming out is when it does is, for those folks that do predominantly play like Nintendo Switch. But again, we were talking about earlier, a lot of games have been pushed this year, spring and summer. And, since Animal Crossing is such a great game and a great hit for the Switch, this is a big Yeah, Sticker Star was, yeah, that's a lot of people said that was the 3DS version. This was this is going to be a big game for him because there is not a lot of things out necessarily around it,
Right.
you know, and a lot of times it seems like, you know, Switch has done so well since its release in titles like this tend to sell well. I think it's going to be a big game for them. I think it's going to be another one of those, I don't know if you want to say sleeper hit, but I think it's going to be a good seller because by the time we get to that game, you know, people might have some Animal Crossing exhaustion. Not everybody, because there's a lot of people playing
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Like people
not-
are still
not
playing that
anybody.
like insane. Like I see updates from so many people every day. How much your turnips? How much? Like everybody's trying to get to everybody's island. I'm like, dude, that's great. That economy and that shit like that. I respect on that. But all the game looked great. I like those kind of 2D graphics. I think it looks fun. You know, we have a good portion of folks that play Switch games. So if you guys got a Switch out there and you're excited about the game, you know, we're not overly familiar about it.
Yeah, we wanna hear your thoughts
I
on
may
it.
not or may play it. Like I'm really tempted to play this because I thought it looked like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you are, please let us know here now or sometime later in our Discord as well too. We'd love to hear from you. So, you know, I think it's going to be good for a summer release. That's a good time to release when there's not a lot of games coming out. This is a good spot for a game like this to pop out for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, you know, the way I am with the Switch is like most of the time I'm looking for like indie games, platformer, stuff like that.
Because you like to play on the go a lot.
I
and
love
you-
those
yeah,
games
yeah.
on the go. I think they're really fun on the go. You know,
Mhm.
and there's been a couple of AAA titles that I really liked. I love the Mario vs. Rabbids. I thought that game was fucking sweet. It was a great strategy game. It was really, really
Does
good.
not get enough love.
That game was incredible, and I really like that. But you know, when I look at the Switch, I'm mostly just, you know, like I said, especially if there's titles that are on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, like AAA titles. Yes, I understand The Witcher 3 is on the Switch, and I think that's great. But I want to play that shit on the go. But again, I understand it. I wish it was cross save with the PS4, Xbox One versions. It's only cross save with the PC version, and which is cool. That's great.
right.
But I don't play it on PC. I want to play it on either Xbox One or
Right.
PS4 so I can get the achievements or the trophies. But and then be able to take it on the go on the Switch. Then I'd be sold. Then I'd be like, okay, cool. I want to do this. But you know, I've played Witcher 3 on the Switch. I don't want to play it there, dude.
Yeah,
Especially if I can't do
Same.
cross save. I want to play on the PS4 and the Xbox One where it looks good, runs good, and looks really, and it's just a really great game overall. But you know, when I look at Paper Mario, there's a lot of people that talk so highly of the Paper Mario franchise,
Yeah.
and it's like Animal Crossing. I had no clue what Animal Crossing was before it came out. Jumped into it, had a good time with it. Not a game that kind of pulled me in for the long
sure.
haul.
You didn't get, yeah.
And I think it's cool. And I have a feeling that with Paper Mario, it's going to be the same way. I'm going to like what I play. It's fun. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to Ghost of Tsushima because that comes out the same fucking day. It comes out the same day.
It does
And
come
it's
out
just
the same
like,
day.
come on, dude. Really? I'm never going to play Paper Mario now. And especially because I found out, dude, I didn't even realize it until they talked about the Paper Mario release, like July 17th. I'm like, oh, sweet, that's Ghost of Tsushima. I looked at my schedule at work. I'm off that whole week after. I'll be playing Ghost of Tsushima for like fucking, I don't know how many hours, 100 hours.
You lucky son of a bitch.
I'm really hyped about that. I'm really, really excited about that. That's like one of the few times where I have a week off. And the thing is, like, I have a week off in August. Like, move that back for when the consoles launch. I'm trying. I wish Sony and Microsoft would give us a fucking day
Gotta get smart about
so
that.
I can move that week. Oh,
Makes
absolutely. Zatter's absolutely not wrong at all. Ghosts over Paper Mario.
There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, you guys are real active out there. So, yeah, if you guys, the bells thing I see all over. There are definitely Facebook groups and pages. That's a good point, Crunk. You can get on some of that stuff and find out prices and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Everybody's always looking to share their, what is their islands.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
Yep.
That's pretty dope. Mario
It's-
64.
And seriously, if you're into Paper Mario, make sure you're in our Discord so when it drops, you can talk about it, tell us about it. We want to hear your thoughts on it. Again, it's not something that I'm not familiar with at all.
Speaking of that, do you have a command that we can maybe throw that out there so we can maybe get that Discord link out there?
It should be popping up. That's not it. Drastic. Oh, keep talking, and I will find that link and put it in there. Discord. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
How do we block Cappadocia now?
Oh,
We're gonna
it's
black-
hard days.
oh my It's a
There's Pika.
scumbag.
Yeah, if you guys haven't, so we didn't really talk about it last show, but we did start our own Discord recently to mostly lead with Banter and Babble, and then also since we both do stream, games and different stuff, to actually have, some of our communities mesh, and then really the big part of it is really for B&B. We like to, you can clearly see we're a bunch of knuckleheads over here and goofballs and like to blah 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 all the time. But we'd love to have you in our Discord. You know, we want anybody's got suggestions for the show, things they want us to talk about. We're open for all that stuff. We do deal with a lot of B&B stuff, but there's a lot of nerddom stuff in there. We're both very passionate about our separate nerddoms. There's a lot of subjects in there and channels that you can talk about different nerddom stuff as well too. And we love content and love getting to know some of y'all. So if you haven't joined our Discord, there it is. Click on that. Come hang out with us. We'd love to have you as well too. So anything when it comes to Paper Mario, the show, anything at all, please.
We definitely want you in there. We have a lot of good like sub channels in there. We got the food porn channel, which is going to be my favorite channel to visit every day because people are posting pictures of their meals they're making.
Our friend Arvalus is nonstop.
Arvalus is nuts.
No, he's
got some wild shit.
That man lives in the Dominican Republic and he's always got amazing stuff to share with us, and we love that. So
Prime, I appreciate that suggestion, man. I'll make sure I followed it under "Go fuck yourself." That's where I'll put it right there. Go fuck Prime.
There's a command in the Discord, by the way. If you guys pop into it, do !Prime. It's a command in the Discord.
It DDoSes him, doesn't it?
Oh, I fucking hope so. DDoSes his sump.
Only when he's live. Only when he's trying to go live in the morning. It DDoSes him.
Right.
Yeah, make sure you go in there and ! Prime at about 7 a.m. And
right.
I'm going to win this pop figure so the hell out of here, Prime.
Piece of shit. But yes, so we appreciate everybody's activity. We're trying to get to all that stuff when we can here in the chat. But yes, so not only does Paper Mario come out, but man, Ghost of Tsushima comes out.
Ghost of Tsushima
same fucking
comes
day.
out. And we finally got to see
some gameplay.
A big old trailer of Ghost of Tsushima. And I apologize. This is going to take a moment to set up, but
it's behind me.
I know. That's the one thing I forgot to put in here. But we got a bunch of gameplay from Ghost of Tsushima that looked really, really good. And the thing is, like, Sucker Punch came out afterwards. I mentioned that, people were like, oh, this world seems so barren. There's nothing to do. And all shit. And Sucker Punch came out immediately and said, this is a small portion of this game. This map is huge. This world is huge. There's a lot to do. Now, the one thing I want to talk about really quick, as they mentioned here in this game, is there will be none of the like waypoints and markings and anything like that. You have to explore this map by landmarks. So you have to pay attention to detail. You have to look at smoke. They'll say, like, if you see smoke and or you see something, there'll be visual cues, so to speak, to like go to where you need to go. And this game looks this game looks beautiful. I mean, this looks incredible. I'm a huge fan of Sucker Punch. The Infamous games were fucking incredible. Second Son was amazing, dude. I really like Second Son.
And to kind of swing back, like, Second Son was a launch title in 2013 for the PS4.
Yep.
And I didn't play a lot of the other Infamouses on PS3 because I was a big 360 player that gen. Very sadly that I didn't, because you play the demos of them and you're like, oh, it's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second Son, like, people keep making these comparisons. Oh, the Ghost of Tsushima looks and feels like this or this, that, and the other.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Second Son had a lot of what a lot of games turned into this gen, which is action RPGs. Think about the cameras, the spray paint and stuff like that. Yep. So anybody that wants to sit around and say, oh, well, they're just taken from these other games. Maybe these other games have been taken from this game as well, too, because Second Son did more for that genre early on in PS4 before a lot of other titles did, like Horizon Zero Dawn and certain aspects maybe of Assassin's Creed. But Second Son had a lot of different things that you could do. Like, you could finish the game and not do some of the extra little stuff. Like, tag all these paints or check these cameras out or this. I can't remember the camera thing or whatever it was. But there's different things that you could do in the world. It was pseudo open world. That game did that I don't think it gets enough respect for. And it was a great looking title in 2013. Like, I can imagine what that game would look like now if they built it with the peak of the PS4 power too.
Yeah, and Josh is right. No markings or anything. Brent will explore the whole map. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, me as well.
And see, that's the thing, but I don't mind that because if you look at this game, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Sucker Punch is very, very. I will get lost, Pikachu. I will get lost, but Sucker Punch is always big about attention to detail and making sure each area is a little bit more diverse than the next.
They are
different
one of those.
Than the next.
Yep.
And and people are like, oh, this looks a lot like this game and this game, dude. I'm fucking tired of hearing that. Every third-person game, whether it's an adventure game, an action game, is going to have similar elements to it.
Right.
And dude, if this is if Sucker Punch wants to use their skills that they've used to make Infamous to make this game, I'm fine with this. Infamous was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if they're using their what their bread and butter to implement it into a samurai game that has different gameplay elements.
Right.
I'm fucking cool with this.
Well, let's be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that's coming back around. So like the fuck you.
Shut
Prime.
the fuck up, Prime.
Like there's been a lot of Assassin's Creed comparisons. Okay.
Yep.
No, we get it, everybody. We do. It's all over Twitter. I get it.
Yep.
Now, first of all, let's point out the obvious. People have been begging for Assassin's Creed to take them to feudal Japan for fucking over a decade.
A long
and
time.
You haven't. And if you did, it might have been on a DS game going sideways. I don't fucking know. I didn't play that garbage. But what I'm saying is that
right. I forgot about that game.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is people have been wanting this. And I didn't like when I first saw this as somebody who played a lot of Tenchu growing up, and it's still one of my all-time favorite series. No shit. Tenchu is like one of those all-time favorites. This gave me Tenchu vibes because of like
absolutely.
There's a lot of like Metal Gear gets a lot of love for being the originator in the stealth games and genres, but I also argue that you can't forget about Tenchu being in there as well too, because Tenchu was really deep into that as well too, and I would sometimes say they were just as hard sometimes as a Metal Gear game. It was fucking like you'd be trying to roll around in the fog and mist, and all of a sudden you might actually get through a tripwire with fucking bells clanging, and all of a sudden like 2 or 3 ninjas or samurai be like, oh, what was that sound, right? Tenchu's an amazing series. I got a lot of feel of Tenchu in this. Now, I know when you're doing the samurai, it's a little bit different, but when you're playing as a ghost...
That's what I'm going as, the dishonorable ghost.
I mean, why would you, like... Listen, like, samurais are fucking awesome. They're respectable and honorable. Fuck out of here. If you want something, you want to have a good time, I'm going to play as a ghost. I'm going to be...
I'm going as a ghost,
you got to be the ninja, So, like, I just don't understand, like, we get it. Like, you're going to find games that take elements from other games. Everything these days is some form of hybrid game now, and it started, in my opinion, back in the day with River City Ransom. River City Ransom was a fighting game, RPG, side-scrolling beat-em-up. You can't classify it because it was a hybrid game, and it was an early one in the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is how we are now with our open-world action RPGs. They are hybrid games, and that's fine. And I love, like we talk about, clearly I'm going to bring it up again. Odyssey is a great game. The Assassin's Creed games are awesome. Most of them, but it's a stealth genre kind of mixed with this assassin but an open world kind of game. This is too. Big fucking whoop. It's not the first. It's not going to be the last.
And like I said, I don't mind when a developer sticks to their bread and butter and tries to implement it into something else. Do you know how difficult it must have been for Guerrilla Games to go from a first-person shooter franchise to an open world RPG?
And
that's a big risk.
New IP that's
that's a big risk, and it takes a studio. It takes a lot for a studio to say, okay, look, we're pitching this idea. I know we're typically a third-person shooter or third-person adventure or first-person shooter, but we want to make this RPG. That's a bold move.
Everybody thought it was going to be risky,
dude. I specifically remember people on social media going, "This is going to suck. Make Killzone 5 or Killzone 5," and I was like, hold up. When they started, and at first, I'm only lying. At first, I was kind of like, "Wow, this is a stretch." But then I started hearing stories about mechanical dinosaurs, and I was like, "Okay, okay."
That's what's so. As soon as I heard mechanical dinosaurs,
I'll see what they do. But yeah, Cap, they were tired of making Killzone games. They wanted to branch out, and yeah, Sucker Punch. Maybe they're not ready to branch out and do something else. But this doesn't look shit like a fucking Infamous game. Infamous, I get it, is a third-person game, but not every third-person game is same as the last one or same as this one.
Right.
A third-person game can be a completely different game than the other ones. It's so bizarre. Like, but I mean, at the same time, it's subjective. I get that. Everyone, but my concern is always when people look at a gameplay video, and say, this is gonna suck,
or it's just like this game.
If you want to sit there and say this isn't for me, cool, I respect that. But if you're just going to sit there and say, this looks lame, I don't want to fucking hear from you. I don't want to hear from you. You haven't picked up the controller. You haven't played it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear from you. But hey, if you're just like, look, man, I don't like third-person games, I respect that.
Right, I get that.
I respect that. But it's some people, when they talk about certain games, just like,
that trash culture, man.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. I thought this looked really good. I'm really excited to explore this world. When I play a game without a map or something like that, I think about What's the game that we played for B&B? Had that weird map where it didn't have your marker on it.
Darksiders Genesis.
Darksiders Genesis. I thought that was bizarre, which they did add. They did add a marker in there. In the last update, they added a marker to it. So, but I mean, overall though, man, I thought this looked really, really good. This was a great gameplay demo. It showed you different elements. Dude, did you see the black and white?
The cinematic black and
You
white.
can play the cinematic black
I
and
already
white.
said like I'm gonna have a hard time going like, do I just want to play the game in black and white?
Yeah, dude. It looks insane. Like,
And they said you can
see the
instantly-
different filters that you can
Yeah,
use on it.
they said you can change the filters on a whim in the game.
Yeah.
Like I know that's a weird thing to get excited about, but that's yeah, like,
Imagine playing this game
Yeah,
in
like-
black and white with Japanese voiceover.
dude. Actually, that's a good question. Is there gonna be?
Yeah, there is. There's a Japanese voice track.
Flip the table.
But I mean, look at this. Look at this
Exciting
shit,
as
dude.
shit.
This looks fucking awesome. Black and white
Yeah,
with a
it does.
Japanese voice track.
Where's Kurosawa?
Oh my god,
excited.
dude. That's sexy as fuck, dude.
See, yeah,
See, Prime knows. Prime
said-
knows.
Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at
You know,
that.
and see, that's, you know, I'm excited for this because this is a huge departure for Sucker Punch. No matter how you spin it, this is a big step for them. This is outside of their comfort zone.
Yep.
They've honestly only made infamous games.
Well, I mean, if everybody's always saying like I'm sick of the same old game or I'm sick of this game, where's the new stuff? Where's the originality? Like, yeah, okay, it might take away from some other games, but like, why can't instead we be excited of a developer stepping outside of their norm and saying, "Hey, we're gonna try something new."
Yep.
Instead of saying, just look at Assassin's Creed, I'm a little underwhelmed by it. Well, it looks great for one, and two, like, man, you're underselling these developers and some of these guys. Like, yeah, they've just made infamous games, but there hasn't been an infamous game since 2013.
Oh wow.
So they've been working on this mother trucker for a few years.
Yeah. They get to send it out a month after The Last of Us 2.
That's
Like
a
The
tough
Last
follow.
of Us 2 and this game are the swan songs for the PS4.
Game Boy filter.
I'm fucking cool with this, dude. I'm cool with this being the last two games. So I thought this was a really, really strong trailer. I thought it was a great gameplay trailer. 18 minutes of solid gameplay. Make sure you go check it out. It's on you can find it on just about every channel. I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks really, really
We're excited.
good.
We're
So
very excited.
I'm
clearly.
I'm stoked for it. And like I said, dude, I'm off that whole next week. I can pick it up on Friday.
You piece
and
of
I'm
shit.
gonna start playing for a fucking week, bro.
Piece of shit.
I am a piece of shit.
I want
My
that
family
Game Boy
doesn't know it yet,
filter.
but it's gonna be in the middle of July. I'm gonna be down here playing a fucking video game for a whole week.
Well,
I say that
less
now.
humid down here. Probably.
I say that now, but like I guarantee you, like I'll be playing a Friday. By Sunday, my wife's gonna come downstairs and be like, "Get the fuck outside right now. I'm gonna kill your PS4." Like, okay, honey.
True.
July 17th, March. July 17th.
And March, I get that, like the Odyssey and Origins things. I love Egyptian stuff as well too, but I also love Greek stuff because I love Greek mythology.
Yep.
And the games are massive, man. These last couple they put out.
Oh,
good.
still a defect. Can't hear it because I'm at work.
Shit, look at
Power.
this. Power. Most powerful
There he
cybernetic
is.
anomaly just popped in the chat, everybody. That is Defects right there. If you have not followed him yet on Mixer, please do. He is one of the greatest content creators we have going right now. Please
Power.
give him a follow. Please, please, please.
March, that's 5
What's
days.
up, Captain?
5 days before my birthday, March.
Power.
5 days before my birthday. Super hyped. All right. So the last thing we want to talk about gaming news is finally we got to see a little bit of Unreal Engine 5
Yes, we
running
did.
on a PlayStation 5. This has been a somewhat polarizing topic with a lot of people. But obviously, this week, Unreal Epic had a tech demo of Unreal Engine 5 running on PlayStation 5. This is not a game that's currently in development. It's not a game that you're going to be able to play, and a lot of this stuff won't be implemented until 2021. Sometime next year is when Unreal Engine 5 will be released to developers. We do know that Fortnite is going to take advantage of Unreal 5 when it comes out. But, you know, look. There's been a lot of talk about this demo, just like there was a lot of talk about the Xbox Series X gameplay reveals. There's been a lot of talk about this. I understand that this demo was at 1440p. I understand it was at 30 frames per second. I also understand that when they zoom in on a lot of these fucking walls and these rocks and shit, that this stuff looks incredible.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing that I took from this. Yes, this is not a game that we're going to play anytime soon, possibly ever. But man, this shit looked fucking good. If this is 1440p, 30 frames. I can't wait to see what like first party studios can do with like these types of textures.
Right.
And everyone talks about, look, I'll be the first to admit, you guys, I love 60 frames in the game. I love 60 frames. I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really good. I played God of War when I streamed God of War. I played it at 60 frames. Thought it looked sweet. When I was on that 4K display with HDR, I went 30. I didn't give a fuck. I went 30 frames, and that game looked incredible.
Right.
With the 4K resolutions. This tech demo was gorgeous, and this was playable on a PS5. That's what made this so impressive. I don't give a shit if it was 1440p. The guys are talking about in the chat, the photo scan realism was insane on all these objects and all these and these areas where there's a ton of shit the game has to produce a rendering image, and it looks incredible.
Yes.
Real-time lighting, all this shit looking amazing. I don't give a fuck if you're an Xbox fanboy, a PlayStation fanboy, or if there's even a Nintendo Switch fanboy. I don't even know. This looked fucking sweet. And right here, this scene, I immediately thought when she went crawling through the rocks, this is a load scene. This is what Mark Cerny we weren't going to see anymore. Epic came out and said, no, this was not a load. This was to show you the detail in the rocks. This tech demo was fucking gorgeous, dude. This was a beautiful looking demo.
I know like some people kind of downplayed some of the sound, but as somebody who clearly is a nut for like surround sound and stuff
absolutely.
like that, like the hands on like the rocks and different things,
Yep.
like that was really particular to me. Like when they're showing like some of these graphics with these individual like sprites or whatever you want to call them, or triangles, excuse me. Like you're like, oh my god, yeah, like you guys are out there, you're hitting the dress, and I know you were one of the ones that's excited as well too, like talking about this demo and stuff like that. Like we're listen, we get it, like PC aside, we understand a whole different topic, right?
Yep.
But the reality is that there's still a huge market for casual gameplay, and that's why consoles are big, and still big. To see this on a console finally, and these kind of things, and just in general for like what you can do even on a PC side with UE5,
Yep.
that's a big deal. This is the future now when it comes to having this new type of developing tool, and that's exciting because everybody's going to benefit from it, right? That's the bottom line of that. There's a couple things that I've seen some this, that, and the others.
Yep.
And I do want to bring up something. Zatter, if you're still out there, these are actually some of Zatter's stuff that he was talking about that excited him. And I want to read a couple of these right here when he texted me when I was talking about
Zatter's a developer, so this is something that I trust. I'll listen to it.
Zatter out here, he works in game development. He game apps and stuff like that. I've known him for, Jesus, bro, like what, 10 years at least now, right? This dude, there he is. This dude, he develops, and when he saw this stuff, when I sent it to him, he was like, holy shit, here's all the stuff. He's talking about let's see, the idea of doing photogrammetry and taking that art directly into the game is sick. Normally that process is day of work per asset to get it to game ready. Skip that and just put it in the game. Fuck, man, this is crazy. Backing, right? Backing, is that baking? Baking takes time. A lot of time. It's a whole thing. GI backing, normal map backing, spectral, occlusion maps. All takes hundreds of hours to do in an average AAA game. Imagine saving all that time and putting toward gameplay. Over the entire demo, there are hundreds of billions of triangles. These are just stuff he was just firing off the cuff at me and just going like crazy at me.
See,
like,
that's the stuff,
when he was hype, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, when this trailer dropped and they went through this, and then I went to social media, I saw so many armchair fucking developers talking about, oh, it's only 1440p and 30K, and this will be on Xbox One X or Xbox Series X. Yes, it's going to be on Xbox Series X, and it's going to look fucking great. I want to hear from the developers, and you got your boy over here fucking going ballistic.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hear, man, because that gets me hyped for fucking next gen. And this trailer, I don't give a fuck if it was 1440p and 30 frames. This shit looked hype.
Well, that was recorded, was why it was parted like that, too, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is somebody said. It was something about being recorded at that.
Well, see, it's 1440p when it was uploaded or whatever, but I guess it's 4K or 8K like scanned images. Like these are really detailed images in the game.
Right. So you can't like how do you downplay that? One of the last things
it's
said,
the console war bullshit, dude. That's
true.
Is.
He said, because he said the video can be recorded at any res and frame rate. The last thing I'm gonna say is he said 16 billion triangles, quote unquote, in one scene in zero slowdown. High-end current game characters like 20 to 25K max.
Here's the sequence
16 million.
that's fucking just bonkers.
Yeah.
This right here, you guys, this is all loading in. This is gameplay. This sequence right here is just, it's fucking mind-blowing when you see this, man. This is wild. This is gameplay.
And so so if you're a big PC Master Race player as well too, this affects everybody. That's the bottom line of it. Like now, for whatever reason, this was shown with PS5 and stuff like that because Unreal and Epic. That's a whole different topic, right? But the bottom line is on the tech side of it, and people like Zadder and Drassen, who's also familiar with this stuff, and his other buddy, I believe Sean. These are the guys when they get excited and their feathers go and they're twitching and stuff like that. Like I'm oh, this is something special. This is really exciting. So awesome.
Yeah. It was a great demo. There's a lot to go off on it. It looks beautiful.
What about an Iron Man? What if that was Iron Man?
Jesus,
and you're flying around like that, and you're stopping and you go.
Man, I'm already thinking about Spider-Man. How Spider-Man 2 is going to look
the
when you're
velocity
swinging
could
through.
feel like that. Yeah, that's
the way it can stream into the game quickly.
Anthem.
Is this Anthem?
Block him. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know about Anthem.
Don't get Drassen started.
I'm going to tell you right now, Reaper, I was a huge, I was all about Anthem. I was really interested in it, dude. I was really hyped about Anthem.
March and King out there. Don't encourage Prime with this bullshit, by the way.
Speaking of which.
March, yes. So you and March are both cancers?
Yes, we're cancers.
Did you see what she said?
No, what she said?
She had a feeling that you were a Cancer.
She has a lot of feelings.
She does.
She won't tell anybody, but she has a lot of feelings.
She does have a lot of feelings.
All right, guys, 4 minutes, 30 seconds left. Make sure. Me too is super disappointed. Fuck you, March. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. ! Enter. Get into the drawing for the Funko Pop figure. ! Enter. Get into it. 4 minutes until we draw. All right. Moving on. We're going to talk about some movie news.
Getting some movie news.
We got some movie stuff to talk about.
Sounds like a good idea. I like some
movie
movies.
Stuff to talk
I like
about.
some movies.
We watched a couple movies this week.
Jesus, did we?
The first one we're going to talk about is one that I think you and I were rather disappointed with.
We were.
Look, we love the big budget movies. We love the big AAA movies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great movies out there. The Avengers movies, all that shit. MCU is awesome. But you got to remember the little movies.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of great little movies, especially with absurd plots.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately come to mind, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one of the best just shit movies ever. Trolls. Yes, there's another one.
Mac and Me.
Trolls. The Stuff. About the Miracle Whip that basically kills people. I mean, there's been a lot of shitty movies that have been really entertaining. Star Wars. But there's been a lot of great movies like that have been memorable for all the right reasons.
Right.
And so when you and I were perusing some movies, we saw this movie called Killer Sofa.
We got a leprechaun in the hood right there.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
A leprechaun in the hood is up to no good.
Warwick Davis, one of his finest roles was the Leprechaun.
Fucking love
And
Leprechaun.
the thing is about Leprechaun, dude, if it's not Warwick Davis, probably doesn't work.
No.
The cast, you had Jennifer Aniston, which is crazy to think about. Jennifer Aniston was in the original Leprechaun. And it's just a goofy-ass fucking movie, but there's certain elements doesn't take itself seriously. The characters are self-aware about how absurd this is. And Warwick Davis just chews up every scene he's in.
Oh, he's fucking brilliant. There's so many quotable things.
Yeah.
One of my favorite that I still sometimes quote is, we say, "Give me gold, me lad, or I'll turn your ear into a boot." One of my all-time favorites.
And then the other guy in that movie was Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah,
Francis was one of the guys in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an absurd movie. But Killer Sofa is a
Sofa
movie that
is a thing.
we saw this trailer for it.
Prime exclusive.
And,
Amazon Prime exclusive, I believe.
It's about a sofa that's possessed,
mm-hmm.
and it kills people.
And
immediately I was like, okay, all right, I'm on board to check this out. And thankfully it was on Amazon Prime. I didn't have to pay for it.
It was a freebie.
It was a freebie.
Thankfully.
And, dude, there was a lot of potential. There was a lot of potential with this movie. The trailer actually looked, I was like, okay, this sounds like a little bit.
I know.
And after watching it, they missed the boat. They missed the mark. They didn't hit the points you need to hit with these types of movies. The characters, They were way too serious.
So it starts out like the whole premise, like there's some kind of like voodoo and like this, or like oh well, generations ago, my grandfather or whoever like did this thing, and they were into kind of like this occult stuff and blah blah blah, and you're like, okay, I can feel it, like that's got some like Chucky vibe maybe or something weird, like cool, fine, whatever. You see the couch for the first time, the sofa, which they call it.
It's called a sofa, but it's a recliner.
Well, so this is New Zealand. I don't know if that's some of it.
Maybe that's what.
Or maybe if it was better than Killer Recliner. I don't fucking know.
I would have went with Killer Recliner.
I would have too, but they call it Killer Sofa. And you see the little eyes on it, and you're like, that's weird, but you know what? Hey, I'm feeling it, right? Like I'm hoping for. Listen, like those movies that you're naming off. Let's not forget about some of the greats as well too. In my opinion, one would be Wishmaster.
Yep, Wishmaster.
Also, Rumpelstiltskin. If you've never seen Rumpelstiltskin,
is that the one that just came out recently?
No, Rumpelstiltskin's like early 90s.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Rumpelstiltskin is probably my favorite of all those ridiculous fucking movies. Honestly, fucketh me, because he talked in like old English. Fucketh me.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Exclamation point. Enter. Let's go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Winner.
Damn out. Fucking. Am I being fucking trolled again? First of all, Prime, you're not supposed to hit.
I don't understand how he wins.
So cute.
There's something going on with this bullshit. What the fuck? Okay, you know what? We're not even discussing it. We're doing it again. I'm so sorry. Start a giveaway. Prime, if you put in for it, I'm deleting you from it. Go now, everyone. Exclamation point, enter. I've already canceled it, Prime. Go fuck yourself. Exclamation point, enter. Everyone do it now. Everyone do it now. Everyone do it now. Prime Gaming is not winning this time. This is horseshit. Everyone, God damn it, Prime. No, where's he at?
Can you delete him?
I'm trying to.
Does he even let you delete?
Everyone, exclamation point, enter right now. If he wins this, I'm kicking him out of this fucking show, man.
I don't fucking like. Defects to Donger.
This is unbelievable.
How?
Oh shit! You know what? I gotta. Okay, guys, hang on a sec. Hang on. I gotta change this to 5 minutes.
I don't like.
Start giveaway. Do it again. Exclamation point, enter again.
Prime,
I'm sorry,
don't do
guys.
it, please.
Exclamation point, enter. Keep Prime out of this shit.
He's still gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Oh, come on.
One more time. I'm sorry, guys. I want to change it to 5 minutes, not an hour.
So while you guys are doing this, we want to thank once again Fet's Toy Depot.
Yes, Fet's Toy Depot
for being a partner and sponsor for this. He just got a storefront recently. Sadly, because of the floods right now, we're worried about his back stock and stock for the store. Keeping our fingers crossed that the flood keeps down for him. But we want to once again thank him. He just started a Twitter. He's on Facebook as well too. Just check Fet's Toy Depot. You want to watch for the apostrophe in Fet's. He's been really, really good to us, and we want to really, again, thank him for this partnership. We're really excited for him to have a storefront as well, too. He's been working really hard in the Tri-Cities. Does a lot of charitable work as well, too, for a lot of the kids in the area.
He's awesome.
He hands out lunches every day to kids that have been affected by coronavirus. He's a really good dude in the community, so we really appreciate that he's able to, partner up with us. So we want to win that pop figure. Please, thank you. Sorry, we don't know what's going on here. We may have to use another bot or something.
We're going to change up.
Maybe we'll have to use Score Bot or something. Different. We'll figure something out because Prime clearly is Neo, and Lawrence Fishburne wants his money back, you piece of shit.
I just can't believe it. So if you're watching right now live on Mixer, oh my God, Prime. Did he just put in for it again?
He just put in for it again?
No, he did. He did with the cool kids. Dude, if the cool kids wins, I'm seriously going to I'm going to drive over to his house and just tell the floodwaters to come here.
I'm going
to direct the floodwaters to his house.
I don't even fucking know. All right. So let's get back. Okay, we got how many minutes we got? We got about 3.5. All right.
We got 3.5 minutes.
I think pretty much all I was saying was at this point with Killer Sofa is that you see a lot of different stuff. It looked in the trailer, and it looked like it had a lot of potential. It really just did not hit that mark.
No.
I wanted that campy,
So did I.
goofy, because it says comedy and horror. It's listed as comedy and horror, but the entire time, the only thing you
There
can
was
laugh
no-
about it is
yeah.
that like these guys really taking it serious. Like
Yeah.
these actors and actresses really were taking it seriously,
Yeah.
and that took me completely out of that movie. Like I'm suspending my belief for this fucking movie,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna be seriously acting during it. Like even the detectives make sense. That's part of the right. But like there was no goofiness. Like I wanted like the sofa to go, "Oh, I fucking killed you, bitch," or something like that. Like I wanted something like campy out of that, but no, there was nothing like that
Yeah.
at all.
There was never a moment where I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
When even they're explaining the voodoo part of it or
Yeah.
the whatever, the all that shit, it was so fucking serious.
And the thing is, man, if you're gonna be serious about a movie, you better have good acting. And a lot of the scenes where they're trying to be serious with the grandpa and his friend, it's just really bad acting. And you're like, okay, I can't even get into it. These types of movies, I appreciate it because it gives newcomer directors, independent studios, it gives them an opportunity to create something, but in an effort to be memorable, to be something that's going to be a cult classic, you gotta have certain elements. So like like I said, I always look at Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Bunch of no names other than the guy who was Dean Wormer in Animal House, and he was also the mayor in Dirty Harry. He's the chief of police. He's the skeptic, the guy that's not buying into everything. He's great in that movie. But there's so many. The characters are just. The way they react to things, you can tell they're self-aware about how absurd this plot is, and I appreciate that. I like it when actors are like, "This is so goofy," but at the same time they're playing out their character as they should.
Right.
And Killer Clowns is one of those movies that's just really, really good like that. This movie doesn't have that.
There's no like funny one-liners. It's not comedy.
None.
Like honestly, like I'd say everybody, if you get a chance, watch the fucking movie. Hit us up in the Discord. See what you think about it. Give us your thoughts on it. You'll probably agree, but like, we're just two people. You guys all be the judge as well too.
They're all going to come into the Discord and be like, "I want my fucking hour and 20 minutes back."
Yeah. Right.
All right. 30 seconds. If you're just joining us now on Mixer, ! Enter. Join in. We want to give somebody some Maximum Overdrive when the cars kill people. Maximum Overdrive was actually a big budget movie. It was a Stephen King title. It had Emilio Estevez in it.
A lot of love for that movie, actually.
And that movie is so bad, it's good.
Yeah,
but
Prime,
there's certain elements to it that are fun. Did he put in for it?
Prime and the cool kids again.
Oh, for
I swear
Christ's
to
sake.
fucking
Dude, if he
God.
wins, I'm going to be so mad right now.
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Hufflepuff. There we go. Hufflepuff girl. 13. There we go. Somebody who deserves to win. Hufflepuff,
Sweet.
if you're in the chat, ! Claim. ! Claim. So you can claim it. Leave her. Knock it off, Cuddles. It's not rigged. Leave it alone.
Hufflepuff girl, if you want to get hold of me on my Discord, and you want to message me or you can hit me up on Twitter. Goodness. What's the best way for you to get hold of me?
Hufflepuff, if you're in there, make sure you hit ! Claim.
Hufflepuff, do you use Twitter or...
Oh, she did? Okay, excellent. Good. Thank you.
Or Discord or Twitter. I can give you my credentials. You can DM me
Twitter. There we go.
Twitter. Okay, so do you follow me on Twitter by chance at Fanboy Tone?
She's like, no.
I mean, I'll send it to you. You're gonna have to send me your
fucking lowlife.
Yeah, I know. You have to send me your address. I won't give it to dude because he's a weirdo.
I am a weirdo.
Yeah,
Thank
Prime
you.
won't get it either because he's a weirdo.
Hufflepuff, congratulations. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate the
you.
support,
Thank you.
And we're glad we can get one. We want to know which one are you going to go with? That's the question.
Oh, that's the real question.
Hufflepuff.
Let's get that
Which
photo back
one?
up there.
We're going to it right now. We're going to it right now.
Get my Twitter up there. Don't follow me at Fanboy Tone, just like it's spelled. So there's your choices. If you hadn't seen the choices in a minute, there are your choices. Let us know what you'd like. We'd love to hear it. Nearly Headless Nick. Boom.
Nearly Headless Nick. All right.
Yep.
There we go.
At
we
Fanboy.
got it.
Yep. DM me at Fanboy Tone. On Twitter is my slurring my words. Thank you, IPA.
IPAs are strong tonight.
God damn.
Very, very strong tonight.
Want the nearly headless Nick. Awesome. Well, we thank you.
See,
we
I
thank
bet-
everybody.
And the
So
thing is, I think people probably watching this going, "Oh, they're making Prime win." No, we're not making Prime win. I don't want Prime to win shit, anything. So I apologize for Prime winning again. I'm going to do my best. God damn it, Prime.
it might be worth doing like a score bot. Something like
And we'll see. There's other apps that we can use, and we'll definitely look into it. But
the
there's
internet-
clearly something going on where it's just it thinks Prime is cool and he's not, and I don't get it. So I don't know.
Dress, and that's actually not something that I don't even know if you're aware of. But there's is this just on Reddit, Dress, and that's going on right now? I want to say it's just Reddit. There is a summer movie thing going on, or a movie thing, greatest movies of all time, like internet voting, like.
It's on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe that's where it's at.
Rotten Tomatoes.
There's like 100 of some of them,
and Star Wars is like 3 out of the 4. Actually, I think Harrison Ford is like 4 out of the 4.
They're about to converge into like 4 out of 4 or whatever of like.
It's
Star
Revenge
Wars
of the
movies.
Sith and then the original 3.
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith. I was pissed because I was voting Indy all the way. I wanted Raiders because I love
fair.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's
I
fair.
love Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Return of the Jedi is at 83%. See, like, I'm always gonna go with Empire. That's what should be.
Oh, absolutely. I like Empire.
Empire's the best.
Dude, now, okay, let's have a conversation really quick. I want to ask you guys. Be serious, too. Return of the Jedi, Raiders.
Return of the Jedi.
Fucking low life, dude. All you guys are fucking low, dude.
Hey, don't
Dude,
get me
it's
wrong.
Raiders,
they're all,
bro.
They're all Lucas stuff. And like, listen. I love indie movies. I actually like Temple of Doom. That gets a lot of shit.
This whole chat is fucking disappointing.
You know
right
what
now, dude.
my favorite indie movie is? This is probably gonna be really controversial.
If
Last
you say-
Crusade.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Kingdoms of the Crystal Skull. Dude, no, I think Last Crusade is
exists?
awesome.
That exists?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Last Crusade is the second best one. It's better than Temple.
I love Last Crusade because I feel like Sean Connery and
He was
Harrison
amazing.
Ford.
The chemistry was there.
Dude,
The chemistry was solid.
Last Crusade. I watched that more than all of them. I love Last Crusade.
The reason I like Raiders the most simply because it did such a great job setting up the character.
Oh yeah.
And it was the only time I liked Karen Allen.
Well, yeah. Right.
She was horrific in fucking Kingdom Skull.
She
it
was okay
horrible.
in the one of the Challenger exploded though, because she wasn't very long.
You're a fucking horrible human being.
Right? Was she in there? Was she in that? I don't know.
But no. I mean, I just Raiders for me is seriously one. Crack Bandicoot, what's going on, brother? What's going on over on YouTube? Raiders is just one of those movies, man. That's the one. Obviously, Harrison Ford was incredible as Han Solo, but when I watched Raiders for the first time, I was like, this guy is like my idol.
Of all those movies, besides Kalima, there's some great quotes in all of them, but most of them are gonna be in Raiders.
Oh, dude, all of them are in Raiders. Raiders is the best one by far, in my opinion. Well, with Crusade right behind it in second.
Crusade's just my favorite, but yeah, I would say to fairly say Raiders is the best one.
Yeah, but you know, there's one scene that I fucking love in Temple.
Dr. Jones.
Yeah, Dr. Jones. His name is Dr. Jones, lady.
Obi-Wan was the name of the bar or the
Was it really?
in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, it was in the
Where
no,
Marion works?
it was a temple. No, it's Temple of Doom.
Uh-huh.
Where Kim Cattrall is singing or whatever.
Is it called Obi-Wan?
It's called Obi-Wan. You never noticed that?
I didn't notice that.
Obi-Wan.
I just remember Dan Aykroyd is at the airport.
Yeah, oh wow.
Did you know that?
No.
When they're getting on the plane.
Club Obi-Wan. Yeah, it's Club Obi-Wan.
When they're getting on the airplane after they leave the club, it's Dan Aykroyd talking to Harrison Ford. Yeah.
We both had a TIL on that day. That was Indiana Jones right there. Yeah, March. We can chat about that.
Can I just still come for dude, March? Mi casa su casa. Come on up here.
Yeah,
no
there's
ticket. But my favorite scene in Temple of Doom, it's so weird because I was a kid when I watched it. There's the scene where he comes into the room where the kids are working, they're slaving the kids, and that one big dude's beating the hell out of the kid.
Oh,
and they had
shit.
that panning shot.
The lighting and stuff, dude.
Yeah, dude. It is the most badass. I wish I could put it up right now.
Chill monkey brains. Yeah, I know.
I wish I could put it up right now because the way they pan the shot is the kid gets knocked on the ground. He falls on the ground. And as he's on the ground, you see the feet. And the camera comes up slowly. And then the lighting reveals Harrison Ford. And he's like, down here. And he fucking whoops everyone. Dude, that scene is seriously one of my favorite scenes in the movie because it gives Indiana Jones like a human, he humanizes him a little bit. He's like, look, they're fucking kids, bro. And dude, just the way he's looking at oh boy, that's one of my favorite. Like, I'm all about certain shots of characters in movies that kind of gives them that moment that just like, yeah, this is my boy. Like when we saw the Joker, there was that scene after he fucks with the dudes in the subway, the cops, and then he's walking out of the subway and he's got that cigarette and he's walking out and he's just the shot of him.
Yeah,
you're just like, this is the badass moment of the Joker where he is finally just taking in who he is now. And I love that part in movies. Like there's certain panning shots or certain shots in movies for characters. And for Temple of Doom, it's probably my favorite shot of Indiana Jones.
That's an amazing. I mean, I knew right away what you're talking about too. The lighting,
dude. The music is playing.
Yeah,
I mean, the way the music is playing, you're just like, dude, he is so fucking badass.
Indy.
Yeah.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
It ain't my professional name. So, God, where were we at, dude? We're talking about a lot. We're talking about Kill Sofa. We did that.
What month is it?
Next movie we want to talk about Invisible Man.
Is it?
Yes. Invisible Man is.
Where am I at?
Dude, we're all over the place. We talk about a lot. We're going crazy. We're going crazy.
How you doing out there? How you doing?
The next one we want to talk about. All right, Prime. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I appreciate you, bro. I'm sorry you won again. I'm sorry you had to lose again. I appreciate that support, man.
I don't got a lot to say about
you.
You leave, you go to bed, you old piece of turd.
A couple more things to talk about. Want to talk about was Invisible Man. This is a movie that dropped in, I believe it was February. It was just before the coronavirus really kind of blew up.
Time out.
Uh-oh.
Drastin, what the fuck you just say?
I tried to watch Invisible Man, couldn't see the main character, so I just, oh my God. Seriously, time out for Drastin.
Jesus fucking
Clearly he's
Christ.
just drinking tonight, so... Invisible Man is a really, really underrated movie. It's a really good movie.
I was surprised at what I spent on it, for one.
Yep.
To watch it.
Yeah.
To enjoy on it. But
Yeah.
I was honestly surprised that it was like, because you were like, hey, man, there's some, it's a thriller and suspenseful in some spots. And I'm like, oh, whatever. I love Kevin Bacon. It's a great movie. And
that movie was horrible.
No, I actually like that. I love that movie.
It was horrific.
I just watched that recently.
It was
How
really
mad does
bad.
that make
you?
you?
Even though I love Elizabeth Shue and Josh Brolin was in it, which is
Josh. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was actually
great
really
cast,
good cast.
horrible execution.
I just watched that literally. Not
great
long ago.
movie, a great cast, horrible
Shut
execution.
up. No, awesome.
This movie's way better than that movie, by the way.
No. So this movie really caught me off by surprise because like you were kind of touting it and like I'm like usually when you say stuff I'm like okay well I clearly need to listen. Wow, like there were some scenes in here in this movie that caught me off guard and like it's very like it starts out kind of high octane like you like what's going on at first for the first couple minutes you're like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, very
It was a very
opening.
interesting opening, but when you complete the whole movie you're like
it makes sense.
And then you're kind of almost like, wow, that was really kind of brilliant. Like that was a way to start a movie. So yeah, you get into it first because you got me into it, and I need to take a drink.
Go ahead. What he's saying is yes, this movie is built on tension.
Yes,
there's a whole lot of tension throughout this entire movie. It's really really good. Elizabeth Moss, who is big on Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
she's big on. She's like the lead in Handmaid's Tale. She is really good in this movie. I mean, my wife watches Handmaid's Tale. I've never seen it, but she said she's really good on that show. She carries this movie like a champ. She has a lot of range. She's very good at selling. The point of the movie is, you know, with the Invisible Man, you would think the focus would be on the Invisible Man, but what she does so well is she talks about or the way she portrays the torment and the mental abuse
and can switch emotions.
Oh, dude, on a dime.
Like
she's an incredibly talented actress.
Yes, and
she does very, very well in this movie, and she does a great job bringing all these scenes together. And like you said, you talk about you know we don't know what's going on at the beginning, but man, she sells it. You know what's going on. Yeah, especially when she gets back to the house afterwards.
Yeah,
you understand the type of mental trauma that he has caused on her, trying to control her, and she's really good. And that's how you build up an antagonist. This dude is like, I know it's so stupid. This dude's literally never on screen, but you already know he's a shitty human being. But there are some scenes. There's one scene in particular where you're just like, oh yeah, he is a psycho. But it's a scene you you don't see coming in the restaurant scene. I mean, Melissa and I were watching it, and the tension's been building throughout. There's multiple scenes leading up to that where
you don't see his, like you said, you don't see, like, when at the beginning of the movie, when you get a brief glimpse of him, you still don't really make his features out until till the fucking last 10 fucking minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
You have no idea who this dude is. Well, 10, 15, yeah.
And the guy's actually a really good actor. He was on The Haunting of Hill House. He was one of the sons.
Yes.
He was the disturbed one. And,
he's a weird-looking guy.
He's a good actor, but he just doesn't get, obviously, a whole lot of screen time. But the thing is about this movie, man, is it's constant tension. It's constant tension.
You're honestly, like, as somebody who has hypertension, let me tell you something right now. It was giving, like, the tension. I was on edge most of the time watching. I was like, there was a couple times I'm watching this, like, am I about to hyperventilate? Like, what's going on over here? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, it was really one of those kind of fucking movies. Like, you're like, you're constantly like fight or flight, and I think that's a tribute to maybe the writing, but the actress involved, again, her name
Elizabeth Moss.
Dude, she, like,
it's incredible,
and it translates through the screen to you. So, like, you honestly kind of almost like feel like you're in her foot.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's multiple scenes where you're just like, man, like you're sympathizing with her, and it's to the point where at the end of the movie, when everything comes together and she has her moment, you're just like, it's fucking badass, dude.
Yeah.
It's badass.
And you almost didn't expect it because, like, she's been so.
It's just
everything's been against her. The entire time.
And she's battling back, and it's just, dude, it's an underrated flick. It's unfortunate that this is a Blumhouse movie. This is a Blumhouse joint, so they're very, very good at producing low budget movies that do really, really well. And this would have done great, but it dropped in theaters like 2 weeks before the coronavirus thing really took off. Theaters closed. It came to digital. You could rent it for $19.99. There was a big beef about that. I was like, oh my, $19.99 to rent a movie. But then it just became available to buy. I picked it up. Not disappointed with it all. I thought it was just a great movie. Mm-hmm. It was a strong movie, great performances, nice little twist at the end where you kind of didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And there's it's like, again, tension throughout. That fucking restaurant scene, I still don't know. Even though I know what's going to happen, I don't know if I can watch it and just be like, Jesus Christ, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that restaurant scene was definitely, in recent times, far as like movies that really threw you for a loop-de-loop, that was definitely, and I didn't realize that was a scene for sure that you were talking about. It's like, hey, there's a scene in there.
Yeah.
Until I saw the scene, and I was like, I completely understood what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a wild flick, you guys. It's definitely worth the look. I feel like Fanboy Tony and the dude are trying to trick us into watching this movie just to point and laugh. No, not at all, dude.
Oh, yeah, for Cap, for you, yes, definitely.
for Cap, yes. Everyone else, no. Man, sweet. Trolls World 2 3 times. Why don't you just buy the movie? You don't have to worry about it anymore. $60, just buy the fucking movie, March. Problem solved. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, March, I don't...
Just buy the movie?
I think maybe you need to start asking dude permission for things. I think that's just going to...
Come to daddy first,
with your you both having the...
Come to daddy first, March.
What is it, the signs, cancer signs, I think you guys should, team up a little bit more. He's good for you.
All right. So the last thing we want to talk about in terms of movies, this is a trailer that dropped earlier last week. And the interesting thing about this movie is it's going to be the first movie they show in theaters once they reopen theaters in July.
As we were talking about,
yeah, there's an interesting thing to think about. This is this could
she said you suck at Kyle.
I know she does, and I love her, man. I love it when Marge brings the heat. But the thing is, like, about this movie is, we talk about the theaters opening July 1st. July. That 4th of July weekend is typically reserved for the big movie, big summer movie. This is where the big summer movie typically lands. So either Solstice Studios thinks they have an incredible movie here where, I'm not going to lie, look, Russell Crowe, yes, he's got a checkered past, but I'm not going to fucking deny the man his ability to act. The guy knows how to carry a movie. He knows how to command the screen. And that part I respect. Yes, he's kind of a fucking nut job in some ways, but whatever. But the thing is, I agree with that, March. That's that's the smartest thing March has said tonight. Best people were born in July. Boom. Anyways, so either Solstice Studios thinks they have a winner with this one, and it was already planned to be a July 1st release, or
they're
like, look, People are going to be dying to go to the theater. Let's push this fucking
Literally.
dud out here and hopefully make a bunch of money off it because everyone's going to look, I want to go back to the movies and I want to see this. But we're going to check out the trailer. I want you guys and girls to see this. I thought this was a really good trailer to show off what we're going to see from Russell Crowe. I love the music here too, man. This iteration of
Heart-shaped box.
yeah, Heart-shaped box by Nirvana.
I'm just gonna go get some bagels.
I'm pretty sure John Goodman is now like the Russell Crowe is now the John Goodman.
You know what a courtesy tap is, young man? Sounds like this. It's light. It's friendly. Sure, that's what your mom meant to do.
No, it's not. Mom.
When you get that look, he's like, I don't have to apologize for anything.
Having a kind of a hard time
That
lately.
Russell
I'm
Crowe.
sorry.
Marcus Aurelius.
Accept my apology.
Just ignore him.
Well, if you could just do the same, we could press
I
reset.
don't have anything to apologize for.
This right here. Your day's fucked.
Can you go, please?
Road rage. This is me trying to get a fucking Popeyes when I want chicken
Seriously,
sandwich.
John Goodman.
Ma'am, are you okay?
What are you doing?
Russell
Pretty sure
Crowe
the guy in
got
that
huge,
truck's following
dude.
me.
Fighting around the road, Russell Crowe.
Why don't you just chill, man?
Oh, he's
Go your
definitely
own
got
way.
truck nuts on that thing, Cap. No doubt.
I don't think you really know what a bad day is. But you're gonna find out.
I love the scene where he
That
Stared
man
at
stole
him.
my
I
phone.
feel like he got bigger.
I hope so.
I feel like he's playing into a stereotype.
Andy?
Jurassic, that's exactly what we were talking about before the show.
Whose phone is
This
this?
reminds me a lot of fucking falling down.
Yep, Jurassic.
Hey, listen
Spot
to
on,
me.
brother. Spot on.
He's not a friend, okay? He's a psycho who came after me today.
That's a McBoyle
This is
twin
where your
from,
first lesson begins.
from Always Sunny.
It is. He was also the man in
Put him
black
back
in
on this
Westworld.
There you
goddamn
go.
phone!
No, I can't do that.
Huge fan, by the way. Huge fan.
Look at this scene right that shot right there. Hell yeah. I want to see Russell Crowe nuts.
Fighting around the world, Russell Crowe.
I need you to learn how to say sorry.
Yeah,
you're gonna learn. True violence and retribution. Sounds like you're waking up.
I'm wide awake.
And
bring your
see
A
what up,
game.
brother. Thank you. Batter's in the chat being a piece of shit, by the way, too.
You're gonna need it.
Boom! He did.
You know what that reminds me of is when the big truck in Terminator 2 he comes off the fucking
Oh,
overpass.
yes.
Boom!
Comes crashing down.
Crashing down.
Like, look, man. Like, I love Russell Crowe as an actor. You know, Gladiator's amazing. He's got a whole Master and Commander is supposed to be an incredible movie.
Fucking
And
great
the guy
movie.
has the resume. And when I look at, like, you know, it's funny we were talking about, but Russell Crowe reminds me of he's going down the path that I just talked
John
about.
Goodman
No, not John Goodman.
falling down.
No,
Michael
no, no, no.
Douglas.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Johnny Mnemonic. Keanu Reeves. No. What month is it?
The actor that one of our best actors, pound for pound. And he got big. He was in Godfather.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. He reminds me
Gotcha.
a lot of Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was a very charismatic, just a hot actor when
Yeah.
he was younger. And then as he got older, he packed on a lot of pounds, but he was still very, very good
Such a,
in his
such an amazing
performances. The
actor.
guy was a great. This almost looks like where Russell Crowe is. Like, you know, he was very, very slim guy, very charming guy, and now he's just kind of like this bigger dude. But the thing is, man, when you take Russell Crowe and you tell him, look, dude, I want you to be unhinged, you know, like the title says, I want you to be just a lost cause, I'll see this movie.
I just like you were saying beforehand, like you got to figure there are people like Michael Douglas and
And falling
these
down,
kind,
yep.
and these kind of characters like that have to be played by actors that can kind of do this build up.
Yep. They had that slow slip into madness.
Right.
Boom.
And
boom,
and Russell
boom.
Crowe is one of these guys outside of acting who is known for being very hostile.
He's temperamental. Yep. He's
Like
very
so, like
temperamental.
he's got a boiling point. Like, you know, he might let it stew over, but he might be living at a 6 or 7. But when you get him to a 10, you get something like Unhinged. And
Yep.
and honestly, that was the most perfect thing you could have said to that. And I totally agree. Like, I don't know, like when you see a trailer like that, like could you? Sometimes you think, what other character or actor can I paste in there?
Right. And you know, and when I see something like that, they could have made this like a Nicolas Cage movie, which Cage Rage is fine, but I think Cage Rage kind of falls into the, I don't want to say comedic, but it's kind of just like the whole. Yeah, this is like almost too funny to believe.
Right.
Whereas Russell Crowe, I feel he has the range where he can be like, he's got issues, and we clearly see there's multiple scenes where he's a marriage, his marriage is falling apart, so he's got something he's dealing with. But Russell Crowe, I feel, is just a different actor than Nicolas Cage.
Yes, and clearly he's fitting into like that kind of stereotype. He's driving a big fucking truck, like it looked like maybe a Dodge or something like that, or whatever it is. He's not driving like a fucking station wagon or anything like that. Like he's not wearing a tie or anything like clearly he's just a really pissed off normal blue collar dude.
And he mentions in the trailer, he's like, look, things have been rough for me lately, so this is just it's tough times for everybody. I think there's ways to relate. Yeah, MC21 reminds me of Falling Down with Michael Douglas, and Michael Douglas is another actor where his Falling Down had some kind of like absurdity towards the end. Michael Douglas carried that movie because Michael Douglas is a fucking hell of an actor.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas can do that slow build to madness, which was Russell Crowe can obviously do. We've seen a lot of his movies. The guy has incredible range. He knows how to act. Yes, this movie could be a horrible dud. This is the type of movie where it could be almost absurd to the point of like, okay, this is just really stupid now. But Russell Crowe is a fucking hell of an actor. And I want to see Russell Crowe taking it going into the red, losing his mind, going wild. It could be really, really good. MC221, yep, Robert Duvall is great in that movie too. Like I said, Falling Down is a really underrated flick. That movie didn't do as well as it should have, based on the performances. Some of the story parts of it.
Everybody knows that movie, though.
Some of the story parts of it, I can understand why there's some issues with it. But in terms of the performances, Michael Douglas is fucking amazing in that movie. When he goes to that restaurant and he's the fast food joint and he's fucking with Danny, he goes, "What do you think of the fries?" And the guy throws up and he goes, "Wow, doesn't look like he's a fan of the fries." I mean, it's just, he's awesome.
Yes,
he's awesome in that movie. Yep. He's funny, but he's also obviously very disturbed. He's got a lot of issues going on. And it's just somebody like Michael Douglas can do that type of performance.
Agreed.
So I'm hyped for this movie. Could it be bad? Yes. There's some things, I look at it and it's July again is a month reserved for the biggest movies. And, typically that's the case, but because of the coronavirus and because theaters have been closed for so long, Universal is still punching all their movies out to streaming services. Could this just be Solstice Studios saying, "Oh, look, we got an opportunity to make a lot of money here. It's the first movie that's going to be shown in theaters once they raise the restrictions," or is this really, really a good movie? So, March, you asked a question. What'd you ask, girl? Answer me, damn it. What'd she ask? I'm scrolling up to see it.
She said, "Hey, is the cheese over in Wisconsin really good?"
By the way, did you guys see the music video for Joyner Lucas Will? I don't even know who that is.
Does that mean I won a prize?
I don't know. Am I supposed to get is Tone supposed to give me a hand job or what? I don't know what that is. She put up a fit. Answer me, damn it. And I don't know who the OMFG is. Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna end the show now before March goes off and crushes everyone watching. Okay, look I'll be sure to watch it, March, after I drink. Hey, you know what? It's the end of the show.
It's the end of the show.
Yoda
tribute to Will Smith.
Want us.
I do like some Will Smith.
Yoda would want us to do a shot.
That cat saw me drunk more than most people. Just throwing it out there.
Yoda put up with a lot of bullshit living with you.
Yep, he really did.
We're going to do one more shot for Yoda. First of all, I want to say, any thoughts on the Snyder Cut? Josh, that's a huge get for HBO.
Yeah, we're really excited. We were actually talking about HBO Max. I got an email last week saying, "Hey, no problem, man. You got HBO now or Go or whatever the fuck it is. You pay your $15 fucking, you're going to be upgraded to Max when it comes out." Cool.
It's a huge get for HBO. Now, whether or not it pans out and ends up being good.
Thanks, MC.
I mean, they could show this and it's maybe 5 minutes of extra footage. We have no idea.
It's supposed to be 45 minutes.
45 minutes of extra footage.
I thought it was 45.
Is this going to be now? The thing is, man. I mean, everyone's always like, "Oh, release the Snyder Cut." Isn't Snyder the reason the whole DCU fell apart?
He's the reason it started too, though, wasn't it?
Valid point. It's a valid point. I'm hoping it's good. So we'll see that in 2021. I think that's huge, Josh. I think that's really, really big especially for HBO Max. They're looking for something you got to have something big for your streaming service to draw people in. DC fans are going to go nuts for this.
They've been kind to DC with HBO and DC ruined DC. You were absolutely right. Snyder is shit. Panic, that is a fair debate and argument I can't I really like Man of Steel. I'll be honest.
I like Sucker Punch. You ever see Sucker Punch?
I haven't seen that in a long
Decent
time.
flick.
I
My
don't-
wife loves
thought
it, and I
that got a
watched
lot
it.
of
I was like,
hate.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
that
I
was
thought it was
alright.
decent. I thought it was decent.
Tank Girl. Watch Tank Girl with Lori Petty.
Lori Petty.
I did start watching that the other night. You're right, so I brought it up. But yes, let's do this shot.
Yes.
And
One last time, not only for Yoda, obviously Yoda, but for everybody that hung out tonight.
yes,
We appreciate you guys and girls every night coming here, watching
300
this
is
show.
awesome.
We have a great time doing it. I know it's a crazy world in Michigan right now.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, man.
You know, the flooding and with the pandemic. But Tony, I appreciate you being here,
Yeah,
bro.
really appreciate
I
it.
love hanging out with you. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for being part of the contest, even though Prime shouldn't have never
Piece of shit.
won. You guys being here every night and supporting us and hanging out is seriously the reason why we do this. So we love you guys and girls very, very much. Even you, March. We're cancers. We're joined at the hip in terms of, like, what is that called?
Siamese twins.
Siamese twins or something like that.
I don't know.
Anyways, cheers, salute.
Salute.
One more time for Yoda.
Yep.
Rest in peace, my friend.
All right, brothers and sisters. Whoa. Oh. Hey, we have an emergency over here. Call the 911.
Oh my God! It went down the air pipe.
Call the ambulance.
Oh my
Call
God! It
the
went down the
ambulance.
fucking air pipe.
Call the ambulance. I don't know what to do.
Oh my God! It went down the air pipe.
Oh, wow.
Fireball down the air pipe.
This is
hurt.
what happens, everybody, when you drink a lot of White Claws, but not used to drinking like.
Oh my God! Fireball down the air pipe hurts so fucking much.
Oh my God, he's like Puff the Magic Dragon over here.
Oh my God!
Dibs on his
It
electronics.
went down the air pipe.
Dibs on all these electronics.
Oh my
dibs.
God! Take another one. Oh my God! That hurts so much. That hurts so much. Okay. Next week, Tony and I will be back for B&B.
I'll be back for B&B Plays. The Dude 79 will be 6 feet under.
Oh my God. Anyways, next week, B&B Plays, we're going to be checking out Deep Rock or Deep Galactic Rock or something like that on Xbox
That's
One.
not even that's not English.
Deep Rock Galactica or whatever it is. It's a cooperative game. Looks really, really cool. We're going to check that
Yeah, we're
out
gonna check it
next
out next
Wednesday
9
night.
PM.
And then we're going to
Mouth.
wait.
Mouth live.
We're drinking milk. And then the next episode is scheduled for June 3rd. We're going to wait to see. There's a lot of rumors going around that Sony is going to reveal their first-party titles coming at launch for PlayStation 5 on June 4th, which
Right.
is a Thursday. So depending on that announcement, we might move that show to June 4th, Thursday, so we can talk about anything they show that
Correct.
day. If not, if we don't see anything from Sony prior to that, like June 3rd, we'll go live Wednesday, June 3rd. But we'll keep an eye on things to see what Sony talks about. If they do talk about it on the 4th, we'll move the show so we can talk about it.
June is definitely months away. Yeah, we don't even know that or what month we're in. Put up that Discord again for me if you would.
Oh,
mind.
yeah. Here we go. You guys want to hop in here? Join the Discord. Like I said, we're very active. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a great community. There's a lot of awesome people there. We got the food porn channel. We've got news. We got movie news.
Nerddom, Star Wars
a
talk.
lot of nerdy ass shit.
A lot
there.
of B&B stuff.
Hop in there, join the conversation. And we seriously, and we have plans for the Discord. I think we wanted to try to have it done this week. We couldn't get around to it. We had other stuff going on, but
Because you're dying.
apparently I'm fucking
Dibs on these
I'm telling you right now, fireball
electronics.
down your air pipe is not
Dibs.
ideal. But we have some ideas planned for the Discord that's going to allow you, the viewer, to join into the conversation and actually share your opinion with us live during the show, your voice and everything. So it's something that we're looking into. We're going to explore it, and hopefully, fuck you, Marge.
Kind of like if you're familiar with the King of All Media, aka Howard Stern, he takes a lot of live calls during the show for some comments and some questions and stuff. That's what we're looking to kind of do.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to, like Tony said, we're gonna try to find a way to get those of you that are in here every week to give an opportunity to actually talk and share your opinion through your voice, through Discord. We've got some ideas and things that we're planning there. So, really excited about that because it's because of you that we do the show. It's because of you the conversation drags out this long. That's what we're planning on, March.
We're trying March.
As long as you don't say you're going to comment on something and then just talk shit about me for 2 minutes straight.
Right, March.
Because I'll be in control of the hang-up button. I got that power. So, Cap, we'll throw you on speakerphone for sure as long as you dog this guy.
God damn it.
For 2 minutes
You
straight.
can do that, no problem, for like 5.
So that's gonna do it for tonight's show. If you missed tonight's show, or if you know anybody that might might enjoy the show, send them to our YouTube channel, Banter and Babble. We're also gonna have an audio version on Spotify and iTunes. If you're listening over there, if you like the show, if you dig what you see, make sure you give us a 5-star rating, write a nice review. We really, really appreciate it. It helps our show get some more views.
Share us all. If you guys, the one thing that we could ask of all of you is if you appreciate us and you're enjoying your time here, please share us on all social media that you can, whatever platform. You know, as long as we're getting that exposure out there, that's all we care about. Banter and Babble is really important to us, and we're continuing to grow. And we haven't gotten as awesome as we have yet because, you know, we're just a couple of dudes in a basement jerking each other off. But
1 star. Fuck you, March.
Hey, March.
Come on.
But no, honestly, like the success we've had so far is really a tribute to a lot of you folks showing up week in, week out. And even if it's just once a month, if you can make it here, or even after we're live, you guys have done a good job of promoting us, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much. Please keep that going. We want to be bigger. We want to be better. And, you know, again, that Discord is a good spot for you guys to jump in there and tell us if you have comments, if you have topics you want to talk about, you know, whether it's wrestling, whether it's about some arbitrary thing going on in the UK or even in fucking Bangladesh. I don't care. Let us know. Holler at us.
Yeah. We want to talk about whatever the fuck interests you guys and girls, man.
Yeah,
And that's really what it is. You know, we just want to hang out with you guys, talk about the conversations you guys want to have, and choke on Fireball. This is some more shit.
Yeah, well.
But at the end of the day, you're the reason we do this, and we really, really appreciate the support.
You.
We appreciate you being here every Wednesday. And, yeah, we'll be back Wednesday night. D&B plays.
D&B plays next Wednesday.
Deep galactic rock, something like that. Should be really fun. It's a cooperative game. Should be a lot of fun. 4 players. So if you have Xbox and you have you want to download that shit, you want to play with us, use 2 more.
Holler.
So, for Mr. Fanboy Tone, rest in peace to our friend Yoda.
Yes.
Thinking about you. Appreciate everyone being here tonight. I'm the Dude 79. See you guys next week. Have a good night.